Making money, we're gonna Super Bowl. Shit. Oh. Yo, everybody, how you doing? King Dingbat here, and I hope you're having a good weekend, a good Saturday. I hope you went out dancing last night.
What the hell is that?
Walking, everybody's ass, and it was a great time. Now today, I hope you're ready for some speculation, for some free thinking, for some ideas, as I'm going to put forth my first trade idea that I believe the Eagles should do. Now this is pure speculation, pure free thinking, but it must be said. So when you win a Super Bowl, right? Now let me take my glasses off. What are you doing with glasses? Take them off.
What a dingbat.
But when you win a Super Bowl, one thing happens.
You get a parade.
Teams come gunning for you. Not just in your division, not just teams that are rivals, but everybody's going to be gunning for you. Every week you're going to get their best. And you know what? This offseason, they're all out getting better. What do you think the Rams are doing by getting Marcus Peters? What do you think the Giants might do if they go out and say, hey, we're not getting a quarterback, we're going to get Saquon Barkley? All these teams are building a team to beat the Eagles.
Dallas
the Eagles
still stinks.
Is what everybody is after. You know what I'm saying? They're going to come at the Eagles, go right to the moon. And the Eagles are going to be like this. Right? And they're going to be dodging. Eagles will be dodging. And then Eagles, boom, knock everybody out. That's what the Eagles have to do. Double moonwalk their ass. But before that can happen, the Eagles have to deal with some big problems. What do I mean? Well, you got a team that is cap-strapped and has free agents that they need to sign. Guys like Bradham, guys like Burton. And Burton, by the way, refuted that story yesterday, so maybe there's hope he comes back. But you've got guys that you want to bring back. You even have Brandon Graham, who wants a new contract. He isn't happy with his contract. So how do you do all these things and still get better? Well, there's one way. It's Howie Roseman and Joe Douglas. They got to go to work. They got to go to work, and the Eagles are going to have to make some trades, some big trades that nobody expects. Now, when I say a big trade, I don't mean necessarily trade Carson Wentz or Nick Foles or Fletcher. That's not what I'm talking about. But the Eagles are going to have to find guys that may not cost you a lot of money, that may have a lot in the tank, and that may help you. They found it with Jay Ajayi last year. I really believe that. So they're going to have to do this again. And this is how the Eagles can improve their team. So today I was sitting around. I was watching TV. I was watching YouTube. I was watching Nitro Freak and his podcast. He does a weekly podcast. Shout out to Nitro Freak and those guys for doing it. Really good stuff. I enjoy that show. Keep it going. And I love your movie reviews, buddy. They're good.
Tell them when movies stink.
I was watching that, and I was looking at my comments, and I was looking at a comment, and a name was mentioned.
Frank!
In the comment. And I liked the player. I went and started researching his cap space, and I started researching his value, and I said, yeah, this is the move we got to make. And really, it's not even my idea. It was brought up to me by, and shout out to Chazzy Chazz for coming up with this name.
Man.
I think that was a genius name. I think you did a great job naming it, and when I looked and researched it, it was even better. And simply put, the first offer,
spit it out already.
The first trade idea, rather, that I want to put forth to YouTube, whoever, it's hot. It's getting hot. But it's basically, I want the Eagles to trade for Martavis Bryant.
That's genius.
Now you're going, oh no, dude, that guy, he puffs, and he doesn't even pass. He just puffs. But here's the thing. He's in the last year of a contract, so he's going to be motivated. He's only making $705,000. So he's only $705,000 against the cap. Okay? He is 6'4", 211, 215, somewhere around there. But he's a burner. He's a flat-out burner. And he's young, and he's a burner. Now, if you could trade for him and then cut Torrey Smith. Now, this isn't about not liking Torrey Smith or, wanting to get rid of him or whatever. It's not about that. This is about cap space and getting better at the same time. Martavis Bryant, to me, is better than Torrey Smith, okay? I'm sorry. So if you could trade for Martavis Bryant, then cut Torrey Smith. Torrey Smith costs you nothing to cut, and it's $5 million in cap space. That's big. $5 million right now we need. We need that space. We need that money. If you could go out and get Martavis Bryant 1 year, see how he is, see if he comes over, if he lets the demons that have hurt him, the off-the-field stuff in the past go, and just comes out and plays. Let's see what he can do. I think that would be a great way to get better. It would make this offense instantly better. Instantly better. And look, here's the thing. Whether Wentz is back or not, or if Foles is in there, a guy like Martavis Bryant is a perfect guy for either of them. You know, Wentz has arm strength. Foles has better accuracy in the deep ball. But Martavis Bryant is a burner, and he gets open. You put him on the opposite side of Alshon Jeffrey, man, you got something. You got something big time. Now, what would it cost to get Martavis Bryant? Well, one article I read, it was a Pittsburgh Slant team. It's a Pittsburgh article, and I will put it in the description. And they were saying you probably could get a 4th-round pick. Well, the Eagles happen to have 2 4th-round picks. The Eagles also have 3 5th-round picks, so maybe the Eagles could get away giving a 5th. But if you could get Martavis Bryant for a 5th-round pick, I would do it in a second. I would do it in a second. It's not even a question. You got to try to do something like that. Those are the kind of moves that the Eagles have to make to get better. Because I'm telling you this, you can't just bring back the same exact guys and the same thing as you had last year, while everybody else is specifically building their team to go against you. The Eagles are going to have to get better too. And it's going to take Joe Douglas, Howie Roseman to come up with some of these trades that really surprise and shock people. This is the perfect one to make. This would be a big trade for the Eagles. I love Martavis Bryant's talent. I do. I know he's had off-the-field issues. I know last year he missed the whole year the year before. He came back last year. He started off slow, but I thought at the end of the year he came on big time. And man, you put him in Eagle Green, you would have something. It would be a great way to really improve this offense. Now, you still got to figure out how to get Bradham. I think Bradham is still the key. And we'll go through all these guys as we get closer and stuff like that. But the Eagles are just not going to repeat because they re-signed some of their players from last year. They got to figure a way to get better. Teams are always trying to improve. Look at the Patriots, right? They win a Super Bowl. They go out. They get Brandon Cooks. They make a trade for him. They improve themselves. Now, their team and their defense turned out not to be that great, but they tried. And you always have to try to improve yourself. So I think the first trade that I would do is I would go out and trade for Martavis Bryant. Now, I've always been a big fan of his coming out of college. He was the guy I wanted. But I think he's the perfect guy to get because of his salary for 1 year and because what that would mean being able to save that $5 million from letting Torrey Smith go. Now, I love Torrey Smith. Look, I don't think Torrey Smith is, I think he's older. I think he's, you know, a good guy, great person. But I think, you know, this is a money thing. This is a cap thing. We got to figure out how to get better and how to save money and bring back the guys that we need back, as well as get ready because after next year, you're going to have to sign Carson Wentz to a huge, huge contract. So you got to take care of this kind of stuff. And for you guys who are saying, well, Carson will never be the same. Don't sign him, whatever. Bring Foles. It's all about Foles. You would have to sign Foles to a major contract too because his contract's up. You're going to have to pay a quarterback regardless after this year. So you have to start thinking outside the box and thinking about ways to improve the team. You know what I mean? You have to nullify deals like the Rams made yesterday. You have to nullify the things the Giants are going to do, the things that these other teams are going to do to get better. How much of the Vikings getting DeFilippo, how much of that was to figure out how to beat the Eagles, to know their weakness, to know inside things? So we don't know. But the Eagles have to improve their team, and then they can repeat. I don't think they have to do a lot, but they're going to have to tweak, and I think they need 1 or 2 big trades like a Martavis Bryant trade. If they can do that, I think they repeat again. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, and don't be a dingbat.